Okay, the one on the right here was made for a class assignment about connections and attachments. So I really tried to try out new ways of connecting the materials together. I tried out some soldering, which I'd never done before, so that was cool. I wanted to think about thematically the idea of attachments as unhealthy and attachments as too much. So in terms of the content and subject matter, I'm thinking about my own attachment to people and my own attachment to my heritage and my culture. So I wanted to use these themes of red knots. In like Chinese mythology, there's this myth of a red string that connects people who are destined for each other. And I wanted to explore the side of that myth that's maybe dangerous in some way for our own attachments and how we think about our connections to others. This one on the left is actually meant to be worn. It's kind of a play on the strap-on. Some of my friends and I were talking about the idea of balls just as a part of the human body and as such a gendered part of the human body. And we were talking about within transness, a lot of trans masks want a penis, but they don't want the balls to go with it, which I thought was interesting. I wanted to explore that idea. I wanted to think about my own body, and if I could choose, I think I would like to articulate my body through the idea of a robot. And this, of course, has a lot to do with my positionality as East Asian and the way that East Asian bodies are rendered into machinery in a lot of ways. And I wanted to play with those ideas and juxtapose them with these like symbols of delicate femininity and religion. And yeah, so those are my balls. I'm Soren. I use they, he pronouns, and I would consider myself to be a multimedia artist. Some of the mediums I work with include sculpture, performance, music, writing, textiles, and tattooing. I think like the clearest connection between everything, I think, is that everything has a little emo undertone to it. But also some themes I generally like to deal with in my art are like technology and like consumption, like the idea of being consumed. And I think those are kind of like a through line throughout the different art that I do. I mean consumption in like all senses of consumption. Sometimes in drag I'll like mime eating something. Consumption as in just like your connection to other people and how you like conceive of yourself and your role in society. Are you just like meant to be consumed as a person? Is your role in life to be consumed by others? Is like, I guess, something I try to think about with my art.
Yeah, I never really thought about doing drag before college, really. I never really watched drag. I wasn't really familiar with it. But I made friends with one of my good friends, Pablo, and he was like, you should totally get involved with drag. I'd also seen a drag performance the semester before. And I don't know, I was just really blown away. I always did performing arts growing up. And I guess I missed being on stage. I missed being able to be creative and perform in front of people. So that's kind of why I initially got interested in drag. But what's really stuck with me and what's made me stay in drag is just the room for experimenting and creativity within it. But I hope that just by performing drag and by performing femininity, I can get people to reflect on the fact that all gender is a performance and anyone really can do drag. And yeah.
I think I used to think that for drag, you have to really have like a highly choreographed number. But I realized you can be more conceptual with it. And that's where I think I really let more of myself shine through. I think I always have these like larger concepts and ideas that I want to perform, and drag is a really good space for that. I think like last week I was at the former drag club president's off-campus show, and she was saying everyone at Vassar who does drag loves to tell a story, and we really do. And I think drag is a great way for you to kind of tell a story. You can be as abstract as you want to. You can really, I think part of it is just that you are in control of how the story is told. And people can take what they want away from it, but ultimately it is your story and you're creating something for the audience to see and read and interpret.
Is there anything, I guess, that you want to like leave us with? A message for the people?
A message for the people. I think keep doing art. Keep doing art that's about your experiences, and keep doing art that feels true to you. Even if you don't feel like you're someone who makes art, or even if you don't feel like there's a future in art for you, I think it's worth spending the time to get to know yourself and to put a little bit of you into the world.
Sounds